Hi everybody, it's Michelle, and today I'm going to show you guys how I'm using my Hobonichi Weeks. I currently have my Weeks in a traveler's notebook, which I made specifically to fit the taller size of the Hobonichi Weeks. So it is personal size, but just a little bit taller, maybe about not even half an inch taller than a personal size. And I have it here just inside on the first string, right here. And let me take it out and I will show you what I have inside here. So this is my book, and I added a hard cover onto the top of it, just using a file folder with some washi tape and packing tape to hold it securely on there. Because mine is the soft cover book, and I had actually cut into it so that it would slide into the side pocket on a Filofax that I was using at the time. So this just gives me this extra protection plus a pocket that I added on here to hold some things here in the front. So this is how my book is looking right now. I did add in a pen holder, which is one of my Erin Condren pen holders with my Unistyle Fit pen here. Let me take that out. And this first page, I'm just adding in pictures as I go. I'm going to fill all this up. And then I will probably also add pictures to this next page too. Just anything and everything that I feel like that comes up during the year, I want to put a picture in there. I can do that using my LG Popo printer right here. I will put links to this stuff down in the description box below. Also, if you're interested in one of these, I do have this, which is very convenient, but I am hoping to buy a selfie, which can print out many more pictures than this, but this is very easy to carry around with you. So this is the front of my book. And when I have it on the strings inside, I usually just divide it where the note section begins and keep my string here so that I have the two halves of the book separated out and I can easily get to my note section when it's on the strings or on the elastics in the traveler's notebook. So this is the spring version, and it starts in March. Technically it starts in April, but it really starts in March. But the vertical year here does start in April, and it runs April through March of next year. And I haven't used this at all because I'm not sure what to do with it. It is so small, I'm not sure what I would document here. So I'm kind of holding off on this to figure out what I want to use that for. And then it starts off with the monthly calendars, which began in March. And I have been using these. I use these religiously. I put in everything: shopping trips, blog posts, videos, podcasts, anything that I'm doing, all appointments, doctor's appointments, meetings, when I go shopping, when the dogs get treated, when we change the oil in the truck. All of that goes here on my monthly pages. And I just jot in little notes at the bottom on some goals or things that I want to get accomplished for each month. And all of my work stuff is color coded, and I know what the color coding is for. And then it runs through, I did do some decorating already for July. This calendar runs through April of next year. And of course, this is the week, so it's all in Japanese, but the numbers and everything are in, of course, the numerals, so it's easy to use. The weeks began in here on February the 29th, so it actually had the whole month of March in here. So I started in March when I received it, and I wasn't sure really how I was going to be using this. I was going to do my time tracker with just events and appointments here on this side. And I had my tracking over here, like task tracking, habit tracking, meals, weekly tasks. And that's kind of how I set it up. Then I gave up on the time tracker and just started jotting in things to do and grocery lists. And I pretty much did that for a couple of weeks here. I tipped in this page to take extra notes, but I didn't really use it. And these were just grocery lists and tasks over here. Same thing here, just what needed to be done on each particular day, task lists, groceries, trackers. skip this week. Very little on this week. A little bit on this week. There's some here. Same thing, task and groceries. Skip that week, and that week. And I can come back and use these for note pages if I need to. And very little on this week. This is where I started to use it consistently every day here back in May. And I was jotting in things that needed to be done every day. Started to put in some pictures over here on the side, things I was grateful for here in the green. Same thing here, just more pictures, graduation. This was the last week of school with tasks and things that I needed to buy here. And I put that here because I did have specific things that needed to be purchased for soccer that I did not want to forget. And here I tipped in an extra piece of paper, which is from one of my Hobonichi cousins. That was an old one, and it was an unused paper, which I had actually cut these out and put them in a file fax. And so I had these and I had punched them, and I just cut this to fit and put it in here. So there would be the thin paper and wouldn't bulk up the planner too much. And I was keeping my daily notes on here for every day. And then just jotting down appointments, things that needed to be done, and tasks here on this side, things I'm grateful for, some pictures, tasks for the week over here, and more pictures of things that we did. And just adding the color. I like adding color to my planners. It just makes me happy. This here was last week, and this was just a hot mess because I wasn't sure how I wanted to use it. Just kind of jotting in the things that we needed to do, some tasks, a little bit of pictures, daily notes with another tip in, same paper from the Hobonichi cousin. More tasks for the week, more pictures. And this is this week. And it's a little more organized, I hope, in that I separated into 3 columns, and this one is for events and appointments here. This column is for tasks, the most important tasks for the day, and this will be for the things that I'm grateful for. I can go back at the end of the night and write that in here, or put in a tiny little picture if I want to right there. Over here is my tasks for the week. Just these things need to get done sometime this week, doesn't matter when. And then I just washi taped on this sheet with my grocery list that I have started for this week. And I did just kind of stick it on with washi tape because it's convenient to take this off and stick it on my grocery basket while I'm shopping, because the washi tape sticks really well to the basket instead of just a post-it note. So this is what I'm testing out for this week, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be a little more organized. Who knows? I'm going to save this space over here for just notes and some pictures of things that we did during the week. Not too much, because I do have my separate journal where I am putting in more pictures and doing more decorating in there. Which, let me show you that real quick. Doing this style of journaling in here. So I don't need to do that in my planner, but I do like to have some of that in the planner as I go along. So that is how I'm using my monthly and weekly section. As far as the daily notes for this week, I decided to keep them on my phone in an Evernote note, which I can access easily through my calendar because it's linked to there, and I can just click on that, add in my note, and then click back out. And additional tasks are also on there, my Google tasks with my Google Calendar, so that I don't have to put every little tedious task in here. Just the most important things that I want to make sure to get done for each day will go on here on this column right here. And that is how I'm handling all of that. Now, I may decide that I want to keep my notes in here. If I do, I'll just tip in a sheet of paper here and keep my notes for the week. It's just that easy. I just don't want to bulk this up so much that it won't fit in my book anymore. So I have all this, and my other books will bulk up as I go along also, and I don't want it to get too bulky. So this is how I'm using the monthly and weekly section, and in the back I'm going to show you what I am doing with the notes section. So those of you familiar with the Hobonichi Weeks know that there is this whole section in the back that's all blank note paper, and it is actually 75 pages of notes in the back, and they're already numbered so you can keep an index. Now, I decided to keep in the things that pertain to this year, the things that are actually in this calendar. So some things may need to be rewritten for next year, but that's okay because they'll be important enough to rewrite them, or they will only pertain to this year and something new will be started for next year. So I have here all my bills for the year, and I have it listed out from January through February of next year. And I just have the bill here. I write in how much I paid and the date that I paid it here on the column as I go along. And then income is down here, which I have not filled out yet in this book. I'll have to go through and find that in my other books and add that on. So all of this will pertain to what is here in this year. And for the next year, I will just start a new one. Next, I have budget, which I haven't written in yet. And then here's my groceries. And these are the groceries that I need to buy every month to do my meal planning. So I know how many things I need of each thing, or how much ground beef I need to last for the month to make a certain amount of meals for the month. And so I just kind of jot that all out, and then I will have a total grocery list for the month right here. These are my online orders, which I'm doing very well, not ordering very much online. And I just keep track of where I buy it from, what I bought, how much it cost, and I write in the date that I ordered it, the date it comes in, and I just check that off. And I did have 2 pages because I'm really bad about ordering online, but I'm trying to curb my spending right now, so that is why there's hardly anything here. These are book series that I am working on. When I hear of a book series I think I will like, I will jot it down. I will put the name of the series, how many books are in it, and the author. And what's checked off are the ones that I already have that are ready for me to read, that are in my Calibre library on my computer. And that just thinks I can access all of that from my phone and read all of these books on my phone or on my Kindle or whatever I happen to be reading from at the time. So that is here, and I need a lot of room because I do read a lot. I read every single day, every day, and I try to finish 1 book a day, and they are short books, granted. Sometimes it depends on how busy I am. It may take me longer to finish a book. So that is here. Hopefully most of this will be marked off by the time I have to start a new book, and I will just transfer over the things that I haven't gotten to yet or the things I still want to read, because I may change my mind about some of this and it won't need to go into a new book. Here are blog and video ideas plus podcast ideas, and on this sticky note are things that I want to make, patterns that I want to work on. There will either be paid patterns or free patterns on the blog, on the Poochie Baby blog. This is school info for the kids, which I didn't really mark that because the year was almost over, but this section here will be for next year when I get that information. Here's spring goals, which I didn't get anything done, so I just jotted in summer, so hopefully some of this will get done for the summer. And this is basically things to do around the house, projects that I wanted to get done. This here is summer activities. I go through and I extensively search for things to do over the summer that are either free or very low cost that we can go out and enjoy here around town. And I write all that information in here, and I will have a podcast hopefully going over all of this and where I look and the information that I find online for all the kids' summer activities. So that's all here. Right here are things to do. These are the things that I want to do. Just in general, kind of a running to-do list or brain dump right here. These are things to buy, kind of my shopping wish list, things that I want to buy. Right here are if this then that recipes for my 2 different sites, the things that I have set up so I remember when I do something what's going to happen with that information. And right here is online work info, the different places that I do some work for online with their login information. And this I do not mind writing over into a new book when I start a new book, because I may decide to stop working with some of these places and I just won't transfer that information over any longer. Next, I have TV shows and movies that I want to get caught up on. And here's gift ideas, which this will be for Christmas. Here is some information on one of my sites with products that I have listed for sale. And it is a tip-in so that I can take it out and put it into a new book. Also, here is for Poochie Baby and with a tip-in for all my patterns that I currently have for sale, which is also this tip-in so I can take it out and put it in a new book because I do not want to rewrite all of this information. And that is all I have up here for now. I still have some note pages left. In the back, I did do a tracker for June. And this is DIY fish style tracking that I put back here. And I have everything that I want to track. And I just mark off the days 1 through 30. And then I have my monthly task list here for June. And I'm just going to go from the front to the back with this. So it's June, this will be July, this will be August. Because on the opposite side, I have been business tracking, so stats and sales stats for the month for every day of the month over here on this side. So it'll be the same here. On my personal tracking here, habit tracking, and then sales tracking here on this side for the month of July. And these back pages with all this reference info in Japanese, which I will never use, I'm just going to add in or washi tape in some notes on top of that, just as I need extra space, and do it that way if I need to for the extra space. So that's what I'm using in the back. And I did put the pocket back here, which I'm not using for anything, so we'll see if I end up putting something there. But this is how I'm using my weeks, and I'm loving it so far. And I didn't ever think that I would use the weeks. I'm pretty sure I will be ordering a new one beginning for January. Instead of waiting for a new spring version, I will just start new in January. And I will probably get one of these and a new cousin and use that as my backup planner to put more long-term planning and maybe do journaling or that type of thing in. This was the only year that I didn't actually buy a cousin. I had one the 2 previous years before, but this year I was using my Erin Condren, which is right here, which I do more long-term and bigger scale planning on because it just gives me more room to work in. But I have my weeks here in my traveler's notebook, which goes with me everywhere that I go. And everything that I need is right here because it's my wallet and my everything. And it's just that easy. So if you have any questions about my weeks and how I am using it. Oh, I will mention that I did order mine off of Amazon. I did pay extra to order it from Amazon rather than ordering it from Hobonichi. But I knew if I ordered it from the Hobonichi site that I would have ordered a lot of extra accessories and had to pay for the shipping from Japan. So it actually ended up being cheaper for me to just order this one thing off of Amazon rather than putting in an order at the 1101.com site, which is the Hobonichi sales site. So they are available there, I believe, and I think the price is about $10 more than what you would pay from Hobonichi, so that's something to consider. But it came to me in 2 days because I got it with my Prime, so that was really nice. But there it is. If you have any questions, just put it in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.